And now it's time for World News with expert Victoria Mannering, field reporter Patty, and lead anchor John Johnson. World News, news about the world. Hello, I'm John Johnson, and you're watching World News with John Johnson. Tonight, we will be discussing a major problem that faces our world today: habitat destruction. What is habitat destruction? Well, it is the damaging of areas in which species live. Some experts say it may be the leading cause of species extinction. Throughout history, people have relied on Earth's resources for survival, and habitat destruction may cause scarce resources to become even scarcer. We now go to our field reporter, Patty, for more.
Thanks, John. As you said, people have relied on Earth's natural resources, and since the later half of the 20th century, scientists have been aware that these resources are limited. Experts say that changes in how land is used are very likely to be contributors to a loss of biodiversity. And today, I have one of the leading experts in the environmental field, Madame Mannering, here with me to talk about habitat destruction. How you doing, Victoria?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Patty.
Great. So let's start with the forest. I've heard lots about slash and burn agriculture, but what exactly is it?
Well, that is when farmers cut down vegetation on a particular plot, set fire to the remaining foliage, and use the ashes to provide nutrients to the soil for use in planting food crops.
Yes, and I've heard that this can have some negative effects. Can you fill us in on that? Can you know?
Well, when slash and burn is practiced by many farmers in the same area, or vegetation is not given enough time to grow back, there is a temporary or permanent loss of forest cover, and that is called deforestation.
Wow! Anything else?
Yes. When fields are slashed, burned, and cultivated next to each other in rapid succession, roots and temporary water storage are lost and are unable to prevent nutrients from escaping. This is called erosion, and erosion can lead to nutrient loss, as land becoming infertile can lead to desertification, which does not mean it turns into a delicious sundae. No. It turns into a barren desert as a result of not being able to support growth.
Oh my, well, that is not good at all.
No, it isn't! And all this can lead to a decrease in biodiversity because of a loss of vegetation, which leads to a decrease in both types and numbers of animals in that area, which then leads to a decrease in biodiversity.
Now tell me, what are people doing to make it worse?
They're doing such terrible things such as slash and burn, cutting down trees and developing on wetlands, as commonly seen in New York.
Wow, I live in New York.
Did you know that rainforests are less than 1/2 the size of what they were 100 years ago? As you can see to the right, this horned guan is an example of what habitat destruction can do to animals. It is almost extinct!
What can we do to solve the problem?
Well, we can start by using more alternative energy sources such as wind and hydroelectric power. Also, we can plant new trees after cutting down old trees. Remember, be responsible shoppers. Buy tropical wood from places that do not harm tropical wood.
Well, thank you so much, Victoria. Now back to you, John.
Wow, reforestation. That's all the time we have for you today. Coming up next, the annual snail racing competition. We'll keep you up to date on this fast-breaking story.
Wow. Anything else?
Wow, I live in New York.
Well, that is when farmers cut down vegetation. Oh my god. You know, I'm just gonna